Soloway. In this video, we're going to learn about the imperfect passive. If you understand the present passive and the imperfect active, this should be pretty easy. Imperfect active verbs look like this. They have that telltale BA in the ending, very easy to identify. To form the imperfect passive, we'll just use a slightly different set of endings, and those are bar, baris, batur, bamur, Bamini, and Bontour. We still have that BA, followed by endings that are obviously based on the present tense passive endings that we already learned. So, here again is spectare and the imperfect active. We just need to switch it to passive endings like this, and that's all we have to do. We're done. Okay, for translating it, as was the case for the active form, the imperfect passive is going to be used to indicate something that was happening at a certain time in the past, or indicate something that was repeatedly happening over a period of time. So, the first person singular form here, spectabar, could be translated, I was being watched, or maybe I was watched, to indicate something happening at a specific time. Or it could be translated, I used to be watched, or I kept being watched, to indicate that something was happening repeatedly or over a period of time. Just pick the translation that sounds best in the context you're dealing with, and that's all you need to do. So the second singular, spectabaris, is going to mean you were being watched. Spectabatur, the third singular, will mean he or she was being watched, etc. Okay, for second conjugation, it's going to work the same way. The imperfect forms of movere will go from this in the active to movebar, movebaris, movebatur, etc. in the passive. So we'll look at a translation for the third plural, movebantur, and that would be they were being moved, or maybe they kept being moved. That would work as well. Okay, in the third conjugation, the verb trahere looks like this in the imperfect active. The passive will just switch the endings. Nothing weird is happening here, even though it's third conjugation. And the result is trahebar, trahebaris, trahebatur, and so forth. The first singular, trahebar, means I was being dragged. Okay, now we're going to see a third conjugation IO example. Here we have capere, meaning to take. You should recall that verbs that end in IO in the first principal part have an IE before the imperfect ending, and that still applies. So in the imperfect active, we have capiebam, capiebas, capiebat, and so forth. The passives will be capiebar, capiebaris, capiebatur. We still have the IE, just like before, and we still have the ba in there to indicate that it's imperfect. The third singular, capiebatur, will translate as it was being taken. Fourth conjugation verbs are going to be similar to the previous example because they have that IO in the first principal part. So the active forms puniebam, puniebas, puniebat, etc. will become puniebar, puniebaris, and puniebatur in the passive. The first person plural puniebamur means we were being punished. Okay, now let's just see a few examples to make sure that everything is clear. We have our endings here, and we'll start with we were being attacked. We'll use the verb oppugnare. So we drop the RE to get our stem, giving us that, and then we add the first person plural ending, and we get oppugnabamur. We were being attacked. Next, you were being tortured. The verb is torquere. Drop the RE, add the second person singular ending, and we get torquebaris. All right, the next one. I was forced. We have kogere, drop the re, add the first singular ending, and we get kogebar. The next one, they used to be protected. Custodire is an io verb because it's fourth conjugation. So the imperfect will have an ie. And then we're going to add the ending and get custodiebantur. They were being protected, or they used to be protected. All right. Next one. You were being slowed down, or y'all kept being slowed down. The verb is impedire, which is also an io verb. So we'll have that ie. We'll add the second person plural ending, and we'll get impediebamini. And last, he was being listened to. It's yet another io verb here. So we have that ie again. And we'll add the third person singular ending, and we'll get audiebatur. Okay, that is it for the imperfect passive. Let me know if you have any questions. Wale.